Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next episode of the podcast. I'm so happy that you're here. I hope you're so happy that you're here. I'm in a really good mood today. I'm sorry. Welcome. We've done a little bit of a redecorating. I apologize if it gets a little bit dark. I'm hoping it doesn't get too bad. I don't feel like getting up to turn my lamp on. We've done a bit of remodeling. So, if you are watching on video, welcome to my room. I've got a Crosley back here. She's beautiful. She's so cool. I've got a Crosley back here. I've got records up there. This is posters from my Noah Kahan. I'm so sorry because one of my friends is about to diss on me for that. Posters because I love him, and then some trip photos over there. All sorts of stuff. My room's also a bit messy, but welcome. It's a bit of a change of scenery. I know that it's been a minute since I last recorded. I took maybe like a month just checking in on myself, making sure that I was doing well. Lost a lot of pieces of my heart in a bit of a difficult situation. And so the Lord kind of called me to step back and still serve regularly in my church, but just not do as much out of the box things so that I could take better care of myself. So I'm back now, and there was something that I was sitting with today that I'm the type of person where whenever a new season is coming in my life, I can feel that new season, and I can feel when it's going to be a time for things, because as it says in Ecclesiastes, there's a season for everything. But I've just always had a bit of discernment about it that's grown as my faith has grown and as my relationship with the Lord has grown. And I just could feel that it was about time to do another episode. So here we are. I believe it is that time. And yeah, just welcome again. Thank you again for being here. I love doing this. I love that this is something that I get to do. I have the privilege to do this. So first of all, thank you, Jesus, for letting me come on and yap about my problems, and hope that it gives some encouragement to somebody else out there today, tomorrow, any friggin' day. I don't know, just whenever you're listening. But all of that aside, I do have something really good to go into today. And a lot of it had to do with personal conviction. It's not just a cool thing that I learned, it's something that I experienced. And I sat with the Lord about, and He was like, hey, I want you to look at this. Like, this isn't something that I've talked to you about before, but I want you to look at this, and I want to bring this up to you, and I want you to learn about it. So you guys are going to learn about it with me. And I'm so excited. I'm always so excited. So I feel like a lot of people, especially in my generation, because I just turned 20 like a month ago, especially in my generation, have a really hard time with relationships. And I need to be a lot more specific on that, but almost seeing marriage as an award. And I've gone off on this whole tangent with the Lord over the past like month and a half of the award of marriage that I envision in my mind. And it's not something that I want to envision in my mind, because the award of life is not marriage. Like, the award of life is my passion for God and getting to know God and getting to be in relationship with God. But I still, no matter how hard I try and no matter what I do, I have this like quote unquote award of marriage in my life, and like the award of being in a relationship, and all those things, and a lot of comparison that follows all of that. So if that is something that you are struggling with on any front, because I am going to cover a lot of different points about that in particular today, then I hope that this really resonates with you, and that you can feel seen in some way, and you can walk with me in learning to figure this out, and learning to let the Lord be the only person that takes the seat of my heart and not anything else. Because I struggle with that daily. And that is the biggest cross that I have to lay down every single morning that I wake up. So if you are in a position where you feel like your value or your outlook from other people is based on your relationship status, then please, like, this, it's for you. For me personally, this is not something that I talked about to a lot of people, because honestly, like, I wasn't sure about it, and it was such just like a thing that I didn't talk about it to a lot of people. And it has to do with being in relationships and wanting to find who my future husband is, because that's a very natural desire. It's a very natural human desire. Every single person, well, not every single person, but a lot of people, are going to have that desire for their future husband or their future wife. And something that I even started, it's actually from the Bible that I'm going to be reading today, is where wives will buy future wives, where women will buy a Bible with the intention of it being for their future husband. And so I've written notes in here, I've written prayers in here. It's a newer thing, but it's something that has helped me a lot instead of focusing so much of that want on a specific person. Having a Bible to do that has helped a lot. But that is my struggle, is in looking for that and in being out on dating platforms, which that is the new thing that's the thing that's new for me to talk about. But being on a dating platform, I will like get my hopes up about a guy, and I'll just get my hopes up so fast. So fast. And I've gotten a lot better getting older, knowing like what to have discernment about and knowing what qualities I want in a guy, knowing what qualities are best for me in a guy, because there are qualities that I want in a guy, but also different qualities that are best for me. When you come from trauma, you very much know that. But that's something that I've learned over a period of time. So I'm like, okay, Lord, like I feel like I'm ready. I'm ready to open the scene again. Like I'm tired of getting my heart broken, but I'm ready to open the scene again. And I want to find the one. I want to find the one. And this is honestly a topic of conversation, and I'll humble myself right now that I just can't let go of whenever I talk to the Lord. And last night I was in a really, really long session of prayer, and that was part of the conversation. And it was over a specific guy, one that I had gotten really, really, really excited about, and it led me to be so anxious. And I was like, Lord, I don't want something to be overtaking my heart this much. You should be the one overtaking my heart this much. Like, is this even right for me? Should I even do this? And like, I am the type of person, I think, along with pretty much every other girl, I think this is just a girl thing, but imagining all of the future situations, but like specific to that person. So say, for example, like, this person was over a longer distance. I was like, thinking about like how that relationship would work out, and how we would talk to each other over the phone, or how we would meet up, and just getting so into detail about things that weren't even given to me yet, like that I had no assurance was actually going to happen, because it was like it's like 2 or 3 days of talking to this guy, and I'm like flipping out over here, which great. It's great for me to be excited about this guy. And if you are excited about a guy, don't not be excited about a guy. But the personal conviction hit with where I was putting my feet, like where I was putting my feet and the Lord was not. And he hit me with that this morning. And I prayed about it all last night, had a really great conversation with him. I'm like, okay, this is good. Like, this is what, I needed confirmation over, like I needed clarity over. This is great. But I still prayed with it this morning. I was like, okay, like, Lord, there's something else you want to show me. I feel it. I always feel it. And it was like, it was putting my feet somewhere before the Lord had put it there. It was making a decision for how my future was going to end up before the Lord had even affirmed that. And then it gets to a point of like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, Lord, why didn't this happen? Like, this was supposed to happen, when in reality, the only reason I felt like it was supposed to happen is because I sat with the idea in my head for so long. And I had to step so heavily back from that because I got so anxious. I had to step so heavily back from that. And the Lord this morning just reminded me to slow down. And it was so funny because I'm a chronic scroller. I'm really bad about being on social media right now. And I open up my Instagram and there's like a little thing and I'm like, oh, I love that. Like, I'm going to post it on my story. It's literally about slowing down. And then there was a song I was listening to called Slower I Go by SU Worship. I was like, ooh, like that's going to be the song on my Instagram note today. Literally Slower I Go. And then this guy sends me a text this morning and he's like, hey, I just need to step back. Like, I just want to make sure I'm honoring the Lord. Da, 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 da. And he just reminds me again of slowness. And I sat with that and I was a little upset at first, but I was like, okay, this is a flag. Like, this is not, oh, hello, Mike. This is a flag of something that I need to look at, something that I'm struggling with in my own mind. Because if this is like really bothering me, it's because I'm like either putting it over the Lord or there's something I'm missing. I don't know. So I sat with the Lord on it, and He just brought me to this conviction about exactly what I said, and it was putting my feet somewhere before He even called me to put my feet there. Um, and I've known, like, I've followed this track this whole time about, this idea of the award of marriage and knowing that that's a worldly point of view and trying to turn myself and turn my flesh to the spiritual point of view, and knowing that just because I'm not in a relationship doesn't mean I'm invaluable where I am. Just because I haven't progressed as much as somebody else doesn't mean I'm invaluable where I am. And it's the same for you who's listening. I want you to know, just because you're not in a relationship right now doesn't mean you're invaluable where you are. Just because you're dating that guy or girl and they haven't engaged to you or been engaged to you yet, that doesn't mean you're invaluable. Just because you're in a marriage and you feel like other people are growing on their own, like, I don't know what your situation may be, and it's hard for me to compare to marriages because I've never been married. But where you are is not where you're invaluable. And I know that that is a statement that can cover many, 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 many situations. But for this one, I just feel like somebody needs to hear that, and I just want you to hear that. I always struggled with comparison in this area. I would look at somebody who had wronged me in my life and hearing that they're getting engaged or they're getting married, and I'm like, what the heck? I have given my whole heart and soul to the Lord. Like, Lord, you see this desire in me. You see it in me. And I've grown for you. And everything that you've called me to, I have done to the best of my ability. I've done it. So I don't understand why it's like they get this award and I don't, and I don't get it. I don't get it. And I know that that's my flesh battling my spirit, but there is a genuine confusion there. And so that's something that I've wrestled with. And that's why you know, anytime that I get with a guy, I'm like, okay, this is it. Like, it's my time to get this award. And I'm chasing relationships and not Jesus. And I know that it should be the other way around, but I'm like, I'm getting so lost in back and forth. Like, it's pull tug, pull tug, pull tug. And I don't want to be in pull tug because pull tug is tiring. Pull tug is tiring. And I know somebody else relates to me on that. Pull tug is tiring. So, all to come back, he brings me to this conviction this morning, and I'm going to be reading on my notes on the side because I was I was at work in my office and I made a bunch of notes on my phone. I was like, literally, like, write that down, write that down. That's good. That very large question was, how do I get out of the pull tug? How do I redirect my attention to the Lord? I know that it's supposed to be on the Lord, and I know that I'm always going to mess up. Like, I hate that I mess up. I really do. But I know that I'm always going to mess up. So how can I focus on keeping my attention to the Lord? Like, not even just redirecting, but keeping my attention on the Lord and understanding, like, He is the only one, again, that deserves the throne of my heart. How do I do this? How do I do this? And He just brought me back to surrender, first of all. Brought me back to His feet. Like, you know how they say all roads lead to Rome? All roads lead to surrender, literally all the time. All roads lead to surrender. If you're struggling with anything, just get on your knees and cry about it and surrender. You're gonna be okay. I don't know why I forget this. The amount of times that I've been on the floor of my living room out there, just bawling and surrendering, like, you think I would know it. But oh my gosh, it's so easy to forget. It's so easy to forget. But there are always beautiful, beautiful opportunities to practice surrender. And this is one of them. And of course, surrender is a vague term, so we're going to get into the specifics, but this is one of them. And it's so easy to get so ahead of myself. I have a heart that cares so deeply about anyone and everything, even if it's somebody like I don't have to be getting into a relationship with them. I just care so much about people. And it's really hard to learn how to guard my heart and to guard my mind and my emotions and keep my focus on the right things because I just want to love without bounds. It's so difficult and I'm still learning what that looks like. And I'm still learning what that looks like. But I just know that I'm not the only person that relates to the fact that oftentimes feelings will move way faster than the situation at hand. And like it's agonizing. It's agonizing because I'm moving like so slow in it. I mean, it's not like a terrible agonizing, but I know that people can relate to that. And for this, it was like my feelings were moving faster than the relationship had even had the time to. And I have to slow myself down and be like, whoa, I'm so excited about him. And that's great. But like, I can't turn God's possibility into God's promise. Like, it's like I was making that decision, and like everything that I talked about earlier, I was making that decision and turning his possibility into a promise, and then getting mad when he didn't fulfill the promise, even though I made it myself. It was my own fault. But I was getting so mad. And I had to realize it's not about figuring out who my future husband is. That's not my job. It's not my job to figure out who my future husband is. It's God's job. I mean, well, God's already laid that out for me. It makes me feel like, God, here's that for you to do. I don't mean it that way at all. Um, it's just that something large. There's so many people on earth. Like, that's not something that I can figure out. Something that large can only be handled by the hands of God. That's it. And I just have to remind myself that's not for me. That's not for me to decide. That's not for me to figure out. Ultimately, truth will survive time. And like that was just a little statement in there too that stuck out to me. Truth will survive time in there in my brain. But things that are genuinely authentic, things that the Lord wants for your life, they will survive time. And the Lord keeps telling me, just be patient. Just be patient. Just be patient. And frankly, I haven't been patient. I haven't been patient as I should. And that's something that I have to humble myself about a lot. And I catch myself not being patient again. And then I come back to the Lord in prayer. I'm like, Lord, I did it again. I wasn't patient. I should have been patient. I should be trusting you. I know in my mind that your will for my life is better than anything else that I could ever imagine. I've seen it happen. You prove my disbelief all the time whenever I doubt that you're going to carry through, and you always carry through anyway. But I still get into the cycle. It's the pull tug, pull tug, pull tug. I don't want to be in the pull tug anymore. And when you catch yourself imagining future things like this emotionally, it might look like, well, I mean, for me, it was, I really like him. Like, this is the normal statement of my mind. I really like him. Jumping to, like, what if this is my forever? What would our relationship look like? What happens when we meet? What if he stops liking me? What if this actually works? All of the above things that I don't need to worry about that are in my hands. Ugh. And that is emotional spiral. That's emotional spiral. It's not that you're spiraling about a bad thing. Like that's a good desire. That's a good excitement. That's a good interest. It's good to have those things. And it comes from a good place. But ultimately, it's unhealthy. And to sit back and recognize, okay, this isn't healthy for my life. I need a change. Very, very, very good decision. Trust. So if you are listening and you're like, "Ooh, I feel a little bit called out," like, please, please hear me on this. Like, sometimes we just need to step back and be okay with being in silence. Because if we're not okay with being in silence and being just by ourselves, we're not ready for a relationship. We're not. Like, to put it plain and simple, if you are not satisfied with your life on your own, if you are not happy with your life on your own, and you're looking to be in a relationship to fulfill whatever hole it is that you feel in your heart, and you're like, oh no, this is the next step that I need, this is the next thing, you're just looking for more fulfillment. And fulfillment is not made to be by another person. Fulfillment is made to be from God. That hole in your heart belongs to God and only God. And I guess I'm getting way more into relationships now and this award of marriage, on and on. But that spot in your heart is only made for God. And when you take another person and you try to put them in that spot, you objectify them, and you over time will become less emotional. You might become angry. You might become numb. You might become sad. For me, I was really sad for a long period of time, and I'm just comparing this to a past relationship. I was really sad for a long period of time, and then I was just so angry because I'm like, Lord, why is this person not doing this? Why is this person not working for me? I'm putting in A, B, and C. Why is this person not bringing A, B, and C back to me? I'm looking for this fulfillment in a person, but again, a person is never meant to give you fulfillment. Never, ever, ever, ever. And that is such a worldly point of view. And I think that's why so many of us still struggle with it to this day. And oh my gosh, I'm rambling. But I think that's why so many people still struggle with this day to it. Oh my goodness. I can't speak anymore. What I'm trying to say is it turns into loving conditionally, and it turns into, okay, well, I need to be 100% for you to, love me and appreciate me. Like that, if I'm, if, and it, words. And if I can't be 100% for you, then like, this just isn't right. Like, no, 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 no. We can never be 100%. The only thing that can be 100%, which 100% meaning perfection, is the Lord, is his son that died for us. The Lord, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit are the only people that deserve that throne. We in flesh can never be that. We're always going to be of sinful nature, and that sucks. I don't want to be of sinful nature, but we are always going to be. That's just the way that we were made. That's the way that we were created since the fall of Adam. All of those things. You guys get where I'm going with this. But we can't be 100%, and that shouldn't be expected of anybody. And I've totally lost my train of thought. But just that emotional spiral. Once it starts, it doesn't stop, and it's so unhealthy. And just you have to go back to that stillness. You have to go back to square one with the Lord. It is always square one. And we try to move on to square two and square three because it's about our growth and the way that we see growth and trying to do better for ourselves. And it all comes with a great heart and a great intention, but that's not our job. That's the Lord's job. And the final thing, like the big verse, I don't know why I said final thing because that's not the final thing, but the big verse that he laid on my heart again today is the verse in Matthew where it talks about tomorrow will worry about itself. This is a verse that I very, very frequently tell myself whenever I am getting lost in the future. And it tended to be more so with physical things and like where I'm going to live in the future and where my job's going to be. And before I had this apartment where I'm staying with my roommates, and I love it now, it's great. Before I had this, that was a really big worry of mine is I was like, I don't even know what tomorrow's going to look like. I mean, there was a period of my life that I was homeless and I was like, I don't know that I'm going to have food to eat tomorrow. And the Lord would provide every single time. And it would always be the day of, which was crazy. But he had put that verse in my mind, tomorrow will worry about itself. And he brought that back to me today. And so I'm going to read the actual verse for you. I have the Bible that I talked about earlier, but this one's ESV. So I know I read from NLT last time, but I'm reading from ESV now. And it's Matthew 6:34. Therefore, do not be anxious about tomorrow, for tomorrow will be anxious for itself. Sufficient for the day is its own trouble. And I sat with that again. And he brought me back to it today, and I was like, okay, so I see this in a new light now. And just like I talked about last episode with the facets, what I'm going to go into next is honestly going to tie pretty closely with last episode. But the facets, this was another facet that I learned today. And understanding that, yes, that does apply in a sense to like the physical future and where you're going to be in life and what you're going to do, all of those things. But it also applies to your emotions and what situations you've conjured, the things that you want, your desires. And less of like, this is what's going to happen, and just like, this is what I feel, and this is what I want the other person to feel, and all of the above. You get where I'm going. Whole nother tangent with that. I saw it in a different light than I had before, and he humbled me. He really, really humbled me, and I'm really happy that he humbled me because literally last night I was like, Lord, I know that I haven't been as close to you as I want to be. And I know that that has to be because of something that I'm doing. So please today, like show me and humble me as to what I'm doing wrong so that I can redirect that to you and I can give that part of my heart to you. And this is it. This is what he showed me today. But it's just that reminder of you don't have to live in any other kind of future, like, or any kind of future, period. You just have to live in today. Like, that's all that the Lord gives you. He's like, even when it says, give us this day our daily bread, it's daily bread. Like, you only have to worry about the bread for today. That was a weird connection. I don't know that I liked that, but again, if that's encouraging. But it's a daily focus. It's a focus from moment to moment. It's a focus that helps us be a lot more intentional because that is the focus, is being intentional about life. I think that's where the Lord is, finding an opportunity in everything. I know that's where the Lord is. But tomorrow will be anxious about itself. Don't worry about the day till the day comes. Don't worry about the moment till the moment comes. And that's what he told me again. I'm just saying, like, this future that I've imagined out for myself, I don't, there's nothing restraining me to live it. And even my own emotions have restrained me in a sense. Like that spiral restrains me because then I get to a point where I'm like, if this doesn't happen, I'm going to be really upset and really distraught. And in a way that it restrains me, it also restrains the Lord. What I was talking about that last episode, where I was talking about the walls of comfortability, like with what you're comfortable with, it can restrain the Lord. This is the same in a way. Like if you are looking at your future and you're like, okay, this is what I want to happen, or like, oh, like I, really want a relationship with this guy. For me, I'm restraining God because there might be something that He wants to show me that I'm going to be completely missing because of this desire in my heart that I can't let go of, and I can't let Him have the throne over. So again, it's still a pull tug. It's still a pull tug where I'm at. So what is this final answer? Like, what is the final answer? We're getting there. I promise. I promise. I don't yap forever. We're getting there. I swear. The big focus that we can take from this is stop living in tomorrow before God gives you tomorrow. Because you don't know tomorrow. And oh my gosh, all of the world is built in routines. And what I'm going to do this day and what I'm going to do the next day. I started a 75 hard recently, and I've had some conviction about that. But stop living in tomorrow before God gives you tomorrow. You don't know tomorrow. You don't know anything about tomorrow. You could have the most disastrous thing or the best thing of your life happen tomorrow. You have no clue. You have no clue. That kind of knowing could only be in the hands of God. So let them stay in the hands of God. Stop trying to pick them up. Stop trying to pick up all these things and be like, okay, I'm going to go into tomorrow. Like, I've got this big backpack of ideas. Okay. Where can they be used? And then when they don't get used, I'm like, okay, these are still in my bag. What do I do with these? And then you're just carrying them. That was also a really weird presentation, but just stop living in tomorrow before God gives you tomorrow. I feel like that is the set message that I'm getting from this. Don't spend your life so much in somewhere you're not. And that's something that I preach on all the time. It's like everything that I say is going into this one message. I'm really just rambling. But I always talk about like, this is your one life. This is your one like chance to live today. And not in a sense of like, life maxing, because I have my own opinion about that, but in a sense of what opportunity is God showing me to grow today? What opportunity can I help this person today? When I have an interaction with somebody, like what does the Lord want me to do here? How can I serve today? What is best for me today? Like, how can I best honor God today? Just with my day. That's all that He wants us to focus on. That's all that we're meant to focus on is day by day. That's why we have rest. That's why the sun comes up and the sun goes down, because there is a season for everything. And there are days for a reason, because we just need to take everything one day at a time, one step at a time. And again, it's so hard to do. It's so hard to do. So we spend so much of our lives in somewhere that we're not. We spend so much of our lives in like the wedding that I want, and we spend so much of our lives in like the future home that we want, and I am bad about that. I have a Pinterest board for everything that I want, and I have a vision for everything that I want, and I'm so focused on the end goal of what I want that I can't just make sure that I'm okay in the now. I can't. I really can't. We replay yesterday. We anticipate tomorrow. We spend so much of our lives in somewhere that we're not. We imagine conversations that haven't happened, relationships that haven't happened, or opportunities we haven't received, failures that haven't occurred, and blessings God hasn't promised. And sometimes, like, I even disguise that as faith. And trusting, I even disguise that in faith and trusting that the Lord is going to give me something when He hasn't actually said that He's going to give me that thing. Bottom line, your story and the story that God has for you is so uniquely different. It cannot be predicted. You can't predict it. You know how many times the Lord has surprised you before? Think about how many times He's going to surprise you now. You can't know what tomorrow holds. You legitimately cannot know what tomorrow holds. So stop trying to paint a picture. You are not the artist. You are not the artist. And you are a beautiful and wonderful and amazing person, and I bet anything that you wanna do, you can set your mind to, but the Lord is the artist. He owns the canvas. Like, he's just I hope you pick up what I'm putting down. I hope that this hits you in the right way, and this does not come off judgmentally by me by any means, because it's something that I struggle with every single day. It's probably, honestly, the biggest thing that I'm struggling with right now is just giving the Lord my future and giving him what I want for my future and not falling into that emotional spiral and just trusting him with tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that and the entirety of my future. That's something that I struggle with so heavily, so that's why I can be so about it, like, and so, like, just crack down about it, that's the word that I was looking for. Um, that's why I can be this way, and I encourage you to see it the same way. Um, we cannot be corrected if we don't open our hearts. So just I encourage you to remain teachable in this moment, just like I talked about in last episode. Remain teachable in this moment because there's something that he wants to show you. There's something that he wants to teach you that you might not be or that you might be missing out on. And even sometimes for me, like I will listen to somebody speak. I listen to Upper Room sermons a lot because I'm about to start school there in September. Oh, so exciting. But I love listening to Upper Room sermons, and I will listen, and the first time that I listen, I won't have my Bible with me, or well, I'll have it like to look at the verses, but I won't have like my pens with me, is what I mean. And I won't be journaling or writing down what I've learned. I'm just sitting and I'm soaking in the moment. And if I feel like it's really spoken to me in a sense of ooh, like this is really personal to my life. I want to write this down so I don't forget about it. Then I will rewatch it. And so if that's what it takes for you in any of these episodes, not just this one in particular, please feel free to do that. Um, but I encourage you to sit with it. I definitely encourage you to sit with it because it's something that I struggle with so much, and I know that I'm not the only person. And whatever light that it may be for you that you're struggling with this, I know that this can be applicable to just let tomorrow worry about itself. Stop trying to be the author of your own story. Like, you aren't even holding the pen, sweetheart. You're not even holding the pen. You don't have to be the one to figure out tomorrow. You don't have to be the one to prepare emotionally for every version of tomorrow. You don't have to make sure that you know where your life is going. You don't have to know those things. You don't. Is it okay for you to have a desire for those things? Absolutely. Bring those to the Lord. Talk with him about those things. Tell him what you want, and he will open doors for you. He is faithful every single time. He is so, so, so faithful to me. That's something that I love to tell him. I'm like, Lord, you're so faithful to me. But tomorrow can take care of tomorrow. You have today. Just make the most of today. Just make the most of today. Anticipation is a form of anxiety. And just anticipating what could come. And it's so exciting and it's so fresh and it's so good, but it is a form of anxiety. And in the end, that's not healthy. It's not good for you. It's not healthy at all. You're emotionally experiencing a future that doesn't exist yet. Then you're grieving something that you never actually had. I was in less than a month-long relationship, and I got so into the anticipation of the future, that I was grieving the most over everything that I never got the chance to pursue. And that was so much time I feel like wasted, like that I wasted. And of course I've learned from it now, but that was so much time that I wasted that I could have been doing so much more. And that's exhausting, to be frank. It took away a lot of my spirit and a lot of my character, and I was really numb about a lot of things for a long time. I was really, really hurt, and oh my gosh, I feel the tears. I'm not gonna start crying, but I feel the tears. Um, really, really, these things that I was really excited about, I really grieved them, and it was exhausting. But that is exactly where surrender becomes so beautiful. And when you just give yourself, or I'm sorry, when you give the Lord all of the things that you desire and every single thing wholeheartedly, there is such an intimacy in that moment. And for me, that quiet place, like I've said, is in the middle of the floor on my apartment. I usually have a prayer room going on, like from Upper Room on my TV, and I am sitting there on my knees with my hands bent and out forward and just weeping on the floor. And I think about the woman that she pours the oil on Jesus' feet and she's like washing it with her hair. I think of that woman. I feel like that woman. I'm like, Lord, like these are my most valuable possessions. And I sometimes I even think of emotions as oils. Like, this is my most valuable oil. Like, it's at your feet. Like, have it. Have it. Because I can't hold this. I'm not worthy. I mean, not even just the fact that I'm not worthy of holding this. Like this isn't a desire that I deserve in sinful nature, but just that I trust your will so much more than mine, that it belongs to you. It just belongs to him. Like there's no simpler way to say it than that. And I could get super nitpicky into all of the complexities of that, but it belongs to him. It doesn't belong to I've said that in 500 different ways. It belongs to him. Tomorrow belongs to him. The day after that belongs to him. And maybe that's just a statement that you need to make right now. Maybe it's to fight your unbelief and just say, Lord, tomorrow belongs to you. Lord, my future belongs to you. Lord, my future husband or my future wife belongs to you. Lord, whatever may happen, and that means whatever. Being okay with surrender means being okay with whatever outcome. So it's saying, whatever happens, I trust it in your hands. And that's daily. That's daily. That's getting on the floor daily, getting in your quiet place daily, wherever that may be, and saying, Lord, I hand this to you, and I will hand it to you time and time again, because you are the thing that I really want, and your desire and your will and honoring you is what I really want for my life. So I have to surrender this to you. That's a daily practice. But again, that's what makes it so beautiful. It's such a wholesome moment because the Lord, he sits at your feet, and it's so beautiful. He sits not looking down on you. And when I used to see him in that way of like a planner, and he's setting all these pieces, and that's an amazing thing. But I started to see him in a completely different manner of he would kneel with me, and he would hold my hands in his, and I could feel his spirit, and he would hold my hands in his and take everything that I was giving him. And he would pray over me. And he would pray over my grief for the things that I wanted and my desire. He would pray with me. And that is a connection that is unlike any other, that I will forever and ever and ever encourage every person to get to whenever they're struggling with everything. I'm like, find your quiet place. Find your quiet place. Because he will sit at your feet with you, and he will pray for you, and he will take everything that you have. And oh my gosh, I'm getting teary-eyed again. He will take everything that you have, not just with a grain of salt, but with so much value. He sees you with so much value, so much value. And as I'm one to get into comparison and see that so and so has this relationship, and this other person has this relationship, and this person that wronged me in this terrible, horrible way has this great, seemingly great relationship. I get to feel invaluable, and I'm like, Lord, well, I have to be inadequate because I'm not getting this award. But he sits with you and he says, no, you are so valuable. You're so valuable. And that's always the callback. That's always the callback, is you are so valuable to the Lord. I am spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. But please always find the difference between hope and expectation. Because hope is, Lord, I would love for this to happen, and I trust you with that possibility. But expectation is, Lord, like, oh my gosh, like this is what I quote unquote see, like that your brain has already decided is going to happen. Lord, like help this happen, like help cooperate with this future that I've imagined. We have to rely on hope rather than expectation, because hope leaves room for God. We got to leave room for God. We got to step away from this thing that we're desiring and just give it to God. It's all back to giving it to God. Give it to God. Give it to God. Give it to God. Pick up or put down your cross daily. Give it to God. Let tomorrow worry about itself. Just worry about today. What is today? You can meet something wonderful. You can have this incredible encounter with this new thing, that you've been wanting all this time. You can see characteristics or qualities in a thing or a person that you have always prayed for. And you can genuinely think, is this really for me? Like, is this the thing that the Lord has really given to me? But you don't need an immediate answer to that question. You can let something just be a beautiful possibility. These possibilities on their own are still beautiful, and they're frightening. Yes, they're so frightening. But you can let something be a beautiful possibility without it being your own prophecy. Because that's not our job. It belongs to God. It always belongs to God. But yeah, I mean, Matthew, and keep in mind, Matthew isn't just telling us to not be anxious and to not worry. It's about understanding that the Father is the one that knows what we need. It's entrusting our heart to him and admitting God, I can't do this on my own. I can't carry this. I'm never going to make the right choice. I'm never going to find the right thing if I don't have you. Everything that I do depends on you. So spend your time with the Lord and accept that He knows what you need. Only He knows. You don't know. You never can know. There's so many possibilities for so many things. It is impossible for you to know what you need. Let that stay in His hands. That's the foundation. You don't know what tomorrow holds. God does. You don't know what job you'll have? God does. You don't know where you'll live? God does. You don't know what your life will look like 5 years from now? God does. He has that. You don't have to worry about those things. That is the freedom. That is the liberation. There is so much liberation in Christianity that so many people forget because we're so tied down to routines and this is what needs to happen. And well, this is the like quote unquote schedule of things and schedule of life. And by this age, I need to have this done. And, I need to go to school and have this done by this certain time. No, no, that you are in chains when you have that mindset and that perspective. Have the freedom of just being in today and taking today and letting tomorrow worry about itself because the Lord already has it in His hands. So, something to leave you guys with. Um, because this isn't just a melody yap session. This isn't just for you guys to listen. It's for you to actually have something practical to take with you and your homework per se, if this does work for you. Um, But if you catch yourself living in something in the future, first of all, you have to name it. First of all, you have to identify what is going on and what is leading you to think so far in the future before anything else, because you can't call the thing out if you don't know what the thing is. But that is the next step, is confessing that. And that might be to a friend, that might be to the Lord in prayer. It might be to both. It might be to just some random person on the street. I've literally had situations like that where some random person will come in my office for work and they'll talk about how they're a Christian and what they're battling with or something. And then I'll be like, just because we're making conversation, I'd be like, oh, this about my life. And then it ends up being a really, really soulful conversation that I could never have seen. And I'm confessing something that I didn't realize I even needed to confess. And so just that confession, that's such a key part. And then that next question is, what has God actually placed in front of me today? And my motto in everything is seeking opportunities, always seeking opportunities. What is this moment an opportunity for? What is this conversation an opportunity for? What is this relationship an opportunity for? What is my time an opportunity for? Just ask Him, Lord, what is this an opportunity for? And that might be a really long list of things, and you might not be able to pinpoint one thing. So maybe it's asking, Lord, what have you placed in front of me today? What do you want me to see today? That is the question. Do that. Not tomorrow's assignment, not next month's assignment, just what is here for today. And the better that you get at focusing on today and the fruit of today and getting to live in the intentionality of today, the more you'll understand about preparation. Because I understand there's probably some of you that are going to go through this and be like, well, what about where in the Bible it talks about preparation? Once you understand this first step, the rest will come. It will come naturally because you'll be pursuing the Lord. It will come naturally. He will change your heart. But for right now, tomorrow will worry about itself. Just take care of today. Today is all that you have. This moment is all that we can grasp. Tomorrow is its own story. We don't know what's going to come. So as many times as you need to surrender, do it again and again and again. Even if I close this podcast and 5 minutes from now, I'm like, ooh, has the guy answered? Like, put it down, surrender it. Do it as many times as you need to. Surrendering isn't, unfortunately, a one-time thing, although that would be so easy because we do, as people, we're messy. We pick things back up. It's something that you release over and over again. So maybe you're waiting. Maybe you're waiting for that relationship. Maybe you're worried about a relationship. Maybe you're waiting for an answer. Maybe you're worried about the next job lined up for you. That's also one for me. Maybe you're so excited about something that God might do that you stop noticing what He's doing now. But you have today. So worship today. Pray today. Live in today. It's today. Today is a gift. Live in today. Love people today. Serve today. Rest today. Laugh today. Be faithful today. Pray today. And when tomorrow comes, God will give you the grace that you need for tomorrow. He will. Trust that. You don't need tomorrow's grace today. Tomorrow will worry about itself. And you don't have to be worrying about it too. You don't have to be there. Jesus is already in tomorrow. You don't have to be. So, yeah, I think that's about it for this episode. Although I was pretty scatterbrained, I really hope that you found some peace in this. Because I get it. I know I have a brain that jumps around. Every single person that I talk to, like in deep conversation, they're like, "Do you have ADHD?" So I get it. I 100% get it. But I encourage all of you to sit with the Lord on this, and anything that you feel like you grasped from listening today, please just sit with Him and talk with Him, and bring it at His feet. So He'll take care of it. And I trust in that. If you can't trust in that, I pray that you will trust in that. I pray that that's growth that you will have. And yeah. So, thank you, Jesus, for this episode today. Thank you for this day today. Thank you for all of the amazing things that you've given me. Thank you for the ways that you have humbled me. And thank you, the people that are listening. Thank you for being on. Thank you for listening throughout the whole entire thing. It's one to listen and to start a podcast, but it's another thing to actually listen through the entirety of the video. So thank you. Thank you so much. And yeah, until next time, sincerely, Melody.